Quoting Confucius, by three methods we may learn wisdom. First, by reflection. Second, by imitation. And third, by experience, which is the bitterest. Okay, paraphrasing that, we learn through study, examples from others, and by our own experience. Choose wisely. Our own experience can be quite a bit more painful and costly. You folks know that I used Neil Fortwendel to create my plan, 7.5 years ago now. Been a long time. He's my certified financial planner that's provided for me, helped create my plan. A lot of how I think aligns with Neil. Periodically, I sit down with Neil and his financial planning coordinator. His name's Alex. And they tell me about audience members, clients that come in to tell me about some common themes, common gaps, mistakes, errors that exist in their plans. So I can feed that back to you through this YouTube channel. So this is learning from others, okay? These are my notes in November of 2025. I guess it's the 19th. It's critical to note that this is this offering of a plan-only review, and I'm going to talk about that. Plan-only creation, is being offered to my audience, okay? And so the feedback you're going to hear about is not your average retiree, okay? It's the strong DIYer, strong, confident saver that wants somebody to look at their plan professionally. So we're talking about the top 10% of people knowledge about the facets of retirement. Keep that in mind. Now, you may be a DIYer, do-it-yourselfer, or you may choose to use a certified financial planner. Both can lead to successful outcomes, depends on what you want to do. Honestly, a lot of DIYers, they learn they shouldn't be an alone DIYer when they get a plan from a certified financial planner. That's just fact. I'm not trying to talk you into or out of being a DIYer. But the fact is a lot of people go down that DIY path because of the fees and then learn that the fees sometimes are well worth it times 100, okay? So let's see what we could do learning from others. Let's see, Confucius statement. Let's say, okay, my challenge, paraphrasing Confucius, is we learn through study, we learn through examples from others in life. Today, it's about examples of others. Be sure to stick with me to the very end. I've got a special offer for my audience. I don't know why I'm tripping up reading here. For my audience, and this is special. These are my notes from Neil and Alex. This month, the big lesson is don't wait to get retirement help and to start working on your retirement plan. Don't wait. A big trend now is seeing people that try to time their planning meeting. They try to push it 1 to 2 months before they retire, or even 1 to 2 months after they retire. And here's what happens. The biggest value from planning comes from making little changes early in retirement, not after you submit your paperwork and you say, hey, I've made all these choices. Here you go, financial planner, make sense of this. This is more difficult than I thought. It's never too early to schedule a meeting with a certified financial planner just to see how they fit with you. 5 to 10 years earlier than your retirement date. 5 to 10 years early, okay? And I'm going to talk about why a little bit later. The actions that you can take at that 5 and 10 year mark are less painful and more impactful in getting your money in the right spot, the right accounts, pre-tax, post-tax, Roth accounts, okay? Real examples. Let's jump right into that. That sounds like fun. Accidentally losing the rule of 55. People take their 401k from their company, roll it into an IRA, and then show up at the age of 55 to a planner, CFP, and they realize they've lost their penalty-free access before 59 and a half by the rule of 55. Happens more than you think. Number two, costly pension elections. Sometimes people elect to take a lump sum on their pension. Say they've worked at a place for 7, 8, 10 years, and they don't have a pension that's going to be paid out that's significant over years, and they choose to take the lump sum. They get a lump sum, and if it's under $100,000 in some cases, that's a taxable event. So they may even still be working a part-time job or something like that, and they've already taken their pension in a lump sum and taken that in a method that is taxable. Check your state, check your company, but creating a taxable event, and then is that the right thing? Considering your age when you're taking Social Security, your other assets, your other incomes, everything works together in retirement. That's what makes it much more complicated than saving. Is one decision affects 6 or 7 others. Okay. So I know a lot of people say, hey, I've saved my whole life by myself. Why do I need a certified financial planner? Well, it gets a lot more complicated, believe me. Okay, so more feedback. Bad Social Security timing. Many people have already filed for Social Security, already started to receive Social Security checks, and then they show up at a planner's office and say, hey, what should I do? That should have been done 5 years earlier, 10 years earlier. Health insurance surprises. People just, they retire from their job. They just are excited about having the job behind them. They just say, hey, I'll check out my expenses and health insurance afterwards. I'm going to go on Cobra. I think it's for 18 months. I'm just going to go into Cobra, even though marketplace plans could save them a lot of money if they manage their income properly, saving thousands. Number 5 under mistakes is they retire and get a job. So they retired, they may have taken a lump sum, already started their Social Security, then they get a 3-day-a-week job, and maybe they didn't even need to get a job because they were concerned, they were fearful that they may not have had enough money, but they didn't have complex planning to say, why are you working? Okay, why go after go to a certified financial planner 5 to 10 years earlier? These aren't numbered. Sorry. First one, smart reallocation of investments. So are you 100% equities and 0% fixed the day you retired? And then you quickly realize you've heard of something called sequence of return risk, and you want to switch that to 60-40, 70-30. Well, maybe the market is not being kind to you right now and it's down 30%. You want to make that change. So if you have 5 to 10 years, you can make that change over time. Very minimal impact, less pain, right? Building cash and bond safety buckets. How are you going to, have 1 year cash or 6 months cash and your safe assets? How are you going to build that up? What's that look like? You need to do that many, many months before the day you retire, not show up 2 months after you retire and try to get that. You could be lucky and the stock market be at all-time highs, and then you just sell some of that and create these buckets. You create a taxable event, big one, could be. Maybe you don't want to do that. All this to prepare for down markets. Sequence of return risk. You've heard of that, I'm sure. I guess I'm on number 4, setting up tax-efficient transitions. So many people don't realize that when you're a W-2 employee, taxes happen to you. When you're retired, you get to craft the plan. So the order that you take money out, where your accounts are located, how much you take out each year dramatically affects your taxes because your tax brackets can move all over the place. So managing taxes is a big deal. This was a surprise for me. Don't let it be a surprise for you. Learn from Confucius. Let's see. Let's keep going. Okay. 5 to 10 years out, Alex and Neil are telling me is the sweet spot. The best clients that show up at their doorstep are looking 5-10 years out. Now, that's not saying that's the best time. The second best time is today, okay? Planners say they're stunned at how many people they sit down with. This is Neil and Alex. And they're 45, 50, and 55, and they live very frugally. And by optimizing how they're spending money and where their accounts are, they can actually retire. These people are showing up 5-10 years earlier than they thought their retirement date was, and then find out they can retire now. I'm telling you, I hear this all the time. Could it be you? Maybe. Let's see. Okay. The earlier you approach a retirement plan, you can build your plans, you can manage the sequence of withdrawals, how you're taking money out. And that is a big deal when it comes to taxes. You reduce risk, you reduce market risk. What if the market goes down 50% when you're not prepared for a 50% down market that lasts 5-6 years? And what retirement age is truly possible? Roth conversions. What Roth conversions are all about managing tax. And so many people hear about Roth conversions and they want to just convert everything in 1 year or 2 years. That almost never, I've never heard of a case where that made sense. You need to do that over time and need to understand why you're doing it over time, which is too detailed for this video. But Roth conversions to manage your taxes, manage your tax brackets is what's critical. And managing taxes could be hundreds of thousands of dollars in savings, which can blow away the cost of getting a professional plan created. Make sure people can spend money. This was a big deal for me. Sorry to touch my microphone. But this is going to happen to 99% of people. Is you retire, you got plenty of money, but because you don't have money coming in, you freeze a little bit on spending. This was my case for the first 3 or 4 years of retirement. I've been loosened up quite a bit this year 7, but don't waste those early years where you can spend a little bit more with confidence because you got professional thumbs up. While you're young too. Also, efficient wealth transfer is another reason to come to a certified financial planner. Planners help you avoid tax bombs for the next generation. How can you pay a little tax now to have maybe your heirs pay no tax on inheritance, like if it's in a Roth account or if it's in a brokerage account and it's an equity in a brokerage account, you get a step up in basis, right? This is how people leave millions to the next generation if you have that kind of money. It's never too late, okay? The best time, 5 to 10 years in advance. The next best time is today. Okay, the painful mistakes planners see every week. Again, these are my notes. Signing up for long-term annuities, okay? If you sign up for annuity, already take your Social Security and take a lump sum, in your pension without looking at how they all work together, you're tying the hands of your professional. So see them before you sign up for these long-term commitments. Filing pension elections. I've talked to a lot of people where they didn't even know what their surviving spouse pension percentage was. Sometimes it's 100%. Sometimes you select 75, 50, 25, or 0. People didn't even know what they had. That's a big deal. Claiming Social Security, tax triggering events, and taking jobs they didn't need were a couple things I wrote down there. So the next category is on forced retirements. A lot of people coming in to Neil and Alex with a forced retirement. They're seeing a wave of layoffs in tech workers due to some AI changes. And most people, this is a devastating event, but they meet with Neil and Alex and they often show them that, hey, you're actually okay to retire now. Taking a negative event and turn it into an extremely positive event. A lot of emotions there. but it could turn that scary layoff into financial freedom. A lot of these people are a senior, they get a year severance, and then all of a sudden they decide they can retire, and they're going, oh my gosh. So, but it's hard doing this inside your own head. I talk about not going it alone in your retirement planning, and whether you get a review for $300, which I talk about, or have somebody create a plan for you like Neil and Alex do, going it alone is a mistake. Confidence comes from external validation of your plan. I'm convinced of that. I've seen way too many plans, talked to way too many people, that external validation means everything. Okay, so I got a rare and special offer. Okay. I started meeting with Neil 7.5 years ago, and it took me until maybe 18 months ago, so let's say 5 years, to convince him to add a offering of a plan creation. Okay. Just a plan creation, a dollar figure, create a complex plan professionally. And what Neil came back with was not only a plan with a base price of $4,000, and that compares to, I see $8,000 and $10,000 plans all the time. People email them to me. I used to do this a lot more. I kind of turn them down now, but people would mail me their plans, and they said, I paid $8 for this, I paid $9 for this. And so Neil's coming in about half that. And he also said, hey, I want to offer 12 months of free engagement along with that. That means 12 months of emails and calls and understanding of your plan as you're living your first year after this plan creation. It'll help you through that. And that's all included in the price. Now, for that $4,000, what you get is about 10 to 12 hours of input creating a plan for you, a video conference, making sure you understand that plan and have any questions. And then, like I said, 12 months of engagement. That's what you get. Call today. I'm telling you, Neil and Alex contacted me on occasion a couple times last year and said, we can't take any more clients for a couple months. Okay. They have openings right now. I can't tell you how long that's going to last. The end of the year is a very popular time. They have openings right now. That's what I can say. It wouldn't surprise me to come out a couple weeks and say, hey, they don't have any space right now. Okay. So call today, reserve your time. It's a 20-minute phone call. They have a phone number. You call it, and they'll have a 20-minute engagement call to see if you're a fit. There's no commitment, no credit card, no nothing that you're going to do at that time. You just call and talk for 20 minutes to see what Neil and Alex can do for you. There's contact information in the show notes. So just hit more under, with the description of this video, hit more. You go down, you say, Neil, Fort Wendell created my plan. There's a phone number there. I'm having this video come out on Monday, so you can call right away to get your spot before I have to close this down, because they only take so many clients a month in this plan only creation. This is for my audience. Okay. So there you go. That's the summary for November of clients that have met with Neil and Alex for a plan creation. Hopefully you learn something, maybe make a change in your plan, thinking through these mistakes that others have made. And if you're looking for a certified financial planner to create a plan for you, you want to interview somebody, give Neil a try. If you liked how I think and how the videos that I've created, if you like that, hey, give these guys a shot. I think you'll like Neil and Alex. It's Joe out.